Hi guys, I'm Jasmine and I want to give a review of the M2 iPad Air from the perspective of somebody who's not like a tech guru. I'm just a regular person and I want to talk about my experience so far. I've had this iPad for 3 weeks. I traded in my iPad Pro 10.5 inch from like 2017. I had bought that one refurbished and I bought it in 2019. And so it lasted me a few years, but the battery was getting kind of like bad on it and I wanted something new. So I got the M2 iPad Air in 11 inches. This is the color Space Gray. I'm also going to show what this looks like on my iPhone's camera, just because the colors are a little bit different. I feel like on my iPhone, the colors come off a little bit more accurate. It really is just like gray. Like, it's not too bright, not too dark in my opinion. I got 256 gigabytes because that's how much I had with my Pro, and I felt like that was perfect. I never came close to running out. I also have the purple folio case from Apple, and I think it's perfectly fine for a case. I'm not too picky when it comes to stuff like that. What I use my iPad for, okay, I don't do a lot. I use it for YouTube, Procreate, GoodNotes, light web browsing. Sometimes I might read, but not really. I'm more of a physical book person. Did I say Netflix? Netflix. Cozy gaming a little bit, but not as much as I use the other ones. My main two apps are YouTube and Procreate. I like to color on Procreate. I like to do digital illustrations on Procreate. So those are the main usages for my tablet. I don't like to use this to replace a MacBook or a computer. Like, I use this for a tablet. Screen. The first thing I want to talk about is the screen, the refresh rate. Something I was scared about when I was switching from the iPad Pro to the Air was the difference in the screen refresh rate. So the Pros have 120 hertz and the other iPads have 60 hertz, and I can't tell the difference. I'm not using my iPad for stuff that requires me to be super like detailed with frame by frame video editing, super sharp, clear, slow motion content that I need to be able to see every little, no. I haven't noticed the difference. Also, on my iPad Pro, I was using a matte screen protector to like make writing a little bit easier. I have the Apple Pencil Pro, but this time I opted for like a regular gloss screen protector. And I love it. Like, the quality of like the graphics and the screen is so pretty to me. And I don't think I'll ever go back to a matte screen protector, just because I've had one for what, 5 years that I was using my iPad Pro. So I love the screen quality. The screen quality is great. When I was doing research on this iPad, I saw people complaining about this iPad overheating, which is something I was concerned about, but I haven't experienced that. I use Procreate a lot. I saw them complaining about it when they were using their Apple Pencil on the Notes app that comes with Apple products. I don't use my Apple Pencil in the Notes app on my iPad, so I haven't noticed any overheating in that sense. It does get warm, but it gets warm in a normal way. Like when you're using an electronic device, it gets warm. But I also noticed that it primarily gets warm on this side where the camera is and where the magnets are to attach the Apple Pencil to. But it hasn't overheated to where like it's hot to the touch, or to where the warning comes on. You know how like with if your iPhone ever gets too hot, it'll warn you and say like, oh, this device is too hot, it needs to cool down. It's never done that. Battery life, I would say if my screen is on constantly, I would say I can get 6 to 7 hours of like non-stop use with my iPad. And if I'm on and off using my iPad, I can go like a day or two without charging my iPad. It's not invincible. I definitely think the 10-hour description of the battery life is like a good ballpark. If you're trying to use your iPad non-stop, I don't know if it'll last 10 hours, but it also depends on the apps that you're using. Like when I'm using Procreate, the battery drains faster because Procreate is a little bit heavier of an app. But I also noticed that this iPad can handle Procreate perfectly fine. It has an M2 chip. It better be able to handle Procreate. Okay. My iPad Pro that I was using had Procreate, and it didn't have an M2 chip. It had like an A15 processor or something like that. If you're a regular person like me and you don't know what the heck that means, that chip was less powerful than this chip. That's all you need to know. So I haven't seen any like lagging in Procreate. I haven't seen any lag with like using my Apple Pencil because of the refresh rate. I don't notice those things. I think the quality is very good. It doesn't bother me. I'm happy. Something I will say that I have noticed, and I only seem to notice this at night for some reason. Sometimes, like especially when I first got this iPad, I would try to touch the screen at night, and I would have to touch something multiple times for like it to register that I was touching the screen. I don't know if that's like a software issue or if that is like the actual iPad itself. I haven't noticed it as much recently, but that was something weird that I was like, why is it doing that? Like that's so rude. But yeah, sound quality is great. Like it's a good iPad. I don't use the cameras on here. I haven't used like I don't use that. I don't use this for that. That's it, really. That's all I can offer you. If you have a question about something specific, if I have an answer for you, I will offer it. Hope this was helpful if you're just like a regular schmegular person looking for a regular schmegular review. Have a wonderful day.